Okay, this is my, oh, hi everyone. This is my first ever makeup tutorial that I'm gonna do. It is not the mermaid look that everyone saw on my Facebook and Instagram and asked for, but I will do that one. But everyone keeps asking me makeup tips and pointers and how to do it, and they want me to show them. So I'm actually gonna just start showing you guys how I do my makeup. And I only typically use drugstore products, so that's what most of it's going to be today. And it's going to be a rose gold look because I'm wearing a lot of pink today. So I start with a primer that I really like, that's really cheap, and it is an e.l.f. primer. And it was like, I don't know, $5, $6, something like that. Not a lot, but it makes my makeup stay on a lot better and makes it go on, my foundation go on really smooth. So I just use my fingers and put one pump on half my face and rub in little circles and go a little bit down my neck because I like to blend my makeup down my neck a little bit, and then another pump for the other half. I do put it over my lips, but that's just because I have super dry lips. So it just helps them feel a little more moisturized. And then depending on the day and what I'm gonna do will depend on if I start with my eyes or my foundation first. Today for the look that I'm going for, I'm actually gonna start with my eyes first, which is kind of typical. So I'm almost out, I need to go get more. But this is my all-time favorite concealer and highlighter. And it is the, what brand is this, Maybelline? Yeah, Maybelline. And it's an age rewind. And I get the kind of, the one that actually says it's for dark circles. And it's got this light like yellowy tint to it because I kind of have olive skin. And then I just go over when I'm starting with my eyes and under with no care at all. Use a beauty blender. This is again an e.l.f. super simple beauty blender. It cost me like $2, $3, something like that. Okay, so my color palette I've been super addicted to. My sister-in-law got for me for Christmas. Thanks, Brittany. And it is the ColourPop like Disney collection because I love Disney and everything Disney, and it's beautiful, and I didn't even want to use it because it's so pretty. I mean, look at this artwork on the inside. It's so gorgeous. It's so pretty. I love it so much. And the color palette is just beautiful. So for the rose gold look that I'm going for today, just wait, it's a little dirty. I'm kind of anal about this one. I'm going to start with this one that says Pip from Enchanted, the little chipmunk. And again, this is just brushes that you can get at like a drugstore. They're kind of soft. This is a medium shadow brush, a number, it says RT308. It's my big one that I use for like my base color and my blending and stuff. So I start with that and kind of just swirl it a little bit and then take it all across in the crease and kind of up my brow bone. Seriously guys, first ever makeup tutorial, so hopefully this is working for you. And then I actually do my highlight after I do that. So I have a highlight brush. I don't even know the numbers on this one, but it's just a kind of bigger, a little bit flatter than the other one, so it's not really for blending. And I'm using this spinning wheel, which is a, it's showing I'm not used to this. It's a pinky kind of highlight. Has a bit of a pink tint to it, and going just on my brow bone. And I will put it in the inner corners too, but not yet. So for now, it's just on the brow bone. To start to blend the crease darker, the next color I'm going to use is this really, really pink one called Damsel. That's kind of a muted pink. So from the same brush kit, I just go to the next size one. So this is Essential Crease Brush, RT310. So it's just the next size up from the same brush set. And I go into the Damsel and start in the corner of my eye in little circles and start to just kind of build the color up a little bit. I'm going to use this one called Nutmeg. That is a bit more of an orangey, like copper kind of color. So again, it's the same brush kit. It all came together. This is the RT307, and it is a shading brush. So into the Nutmeg color. And this one is gonna go just on, like, I only bring it about halfway through the crease and into the outer edge of my eye. And I'm also going to use the exact same brush because I really like eyeshadow under as a liner, but I like for it to blend kind of far down. So with the same brush going into that Nutmeg again, I'm putting it on the under part of my eye, but I'm coming down kind of far. And I know it looks weird at the moment, but it will look good. I just like it blended quite a bit down. But then when I do the foundation, it'll make more sense, because right now I just kind of look like a raccoon. I'm going to use this brush, which was just given to me in a makeup set. I don't even know what it is, but it's, again, kind of a wider one, a little bit. And I'm going to go into this one that's New Dream Rapunzel. And it's kind of like a pinkish purple. And use this bigger brush to go across my lid, but having the color be more on the outside. I'm also going to take, since I'm starting with this light color, it's from the same, it was a set of brushes that were given to me. It's just smaller. And all you need is just a little, kind of small brush. But I'm going to do that New Dream color again and go under the inside part of my eye, blending it into that copper color. Like that. I'm going to use that same brush and go into this dark blue called Merryweather. And it's just going to go on the outer corner and not as deep a line, not going down as far. But I'm going to take it up into the top and kind of angle it towards my brow bone as well. And just let that color kind of build on the outer corner. I'm actually going to go into that first brush that I used that still has that color on it and blend that blue out a little bit. So this is that great big fat one, a great big fat brush. The last color I'm going to use on this palette, and then I'm only going to use a little bit off something else that cost me like $1, is this, I actually can't say it, and I'm ashamed to say I don't know what Disney movie it's from. If you do, let me know. It's Jolly, DJALI, but it's this kind of pinkish, peachy, golden kind of color. That's that rose gold that I want. And I'm using a flat, this is an e.l.f. brush that came in another Disney makeup kit that I have. That's an eyeshadow brush, so it's just a flat, long brush. And so I'm gonna go into that color and sweep it across the lid. So I'm done with that, and that's all the color that I'll put on my eyes, except for when I do the inner corners, and I might add a little bit more highlight. But I actually have this Wet n Wild gold shimmer that I think they were selling around Halloween, but I'm sure it's Wet n Wild, so I'm sure you can get it whenever. And I'm gonna lightly spray my brush, and this is just water that's in like a $1 little sprayer that I got at Walmart or Dollar Tree or something. So I'm just gonna do one spray on it so it picks up that glitter really well. Go into it, and I'm going to be putting this on the inside. So I'm not going all the way across the lid, but just on like the front third of my lid. I'm going to take just a little bit, just on the very inner corner, because I don't want to cover up all that pink that I put in. So that's how I'm going to do my eyes for now. I do my mascara last. To go into my foundation, I use a foundation brush. I don't like using beauty blenders or sponges for foundation because you actually waste a lot. It like soaks up 80% of what you're using. So I do a squirt on my foundation brush and you just like basically paint it on. And I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible, which is what I have found the absolute best drugstore foundation that you can get. It's super light, super great coverage. I've used a lot of different kinds, but this one's my favorite. Okay, so for where I did my eyes and I brought the foundation kind of down, I want a little bit of a harsher line just right here. So the good thing about a foundation brush is I can do that. And so I put in a little bit of a line to make that stand out more, but not covering where I blended it down under the eye. There's my foundation. And then for highlight and contouring, I go back to what I used in the beginning, that Age Rewind, and I go across my nose, across the bridge of my nose, on the chin. I just do a V on my forehead, and then come down in kind of a triangle shape. Since I'm going for a little bit more dramatic look, I'll also go right here and just then use the Beauty Blender to blend it out. Then I also have Maybelline Fit Me powder, loose finishing powder, number 5 for fair, because you want it light, because this is gonna what I use to set my foundation. Not the very tip, but the kind of little bit fatter part. And go into letting my concealer kind of just bake on. I don't do this step all the time, and the only reason that I do this is because my eyelashes are super long, and so even if I have a waterproof mascara, it will rub and I'll look like a raccoon and I'll have this lovely ring, this black ring around my eyes. So you don't have to do this step. And then I just do it everywhere. Since I'm doing it under there, I feel like it looks weird if I don't do it everywhere, because it doesn't make my concealer like doesn't match. So I let that sit and look really weird for a minute. The only thing I use that's not drugstore that I highly recommend is MAC eyebrow kit. I love it. It cost me $22, but I have had it for 2.5 years, I think, and haven't even like scratched the surface of using all of it. So I start at my arch and go down from there with the darker color on the underside, and then come to the front of my eyebrow. And I'm just using a thin angled brush to do my eyebrows. So on this side with the dark color starting at the arch and coming down. My eyebrows are kind of difficult because they both have a scar. This one's got a scar above it and this one's got a scar through it. So trying to get them to match is pointless, but I do my best. Go into the lighter color. I rub the darker color just on my hand and then go into the lighter color and go across. I don't start at the very front. I go back a little bit That's how I do my eyebrows. And go in, use a big kabuki brush that I got from e.l.f. I think it was $3, and brush off the loose powder. You guys are gonna love all the Disney makeup that's used here. So this again is Disney makeup. e.l.f. had a special, and this is what I have left of the Pocahontas bronzer. Just find a like bronzer color that works good for you. I use a bigger brush, but not huge. That's kind of got a little bit of a flatness to it. And do heavier at my ear, obviously. I don't do the whole like suck your cheeks in and that shows you the line, because I feel like that drags your face down. I actually go a little bit up with it. More of a straighter line, because I feel like that lifts everything more than, like you can see I put it right here. If I sucked my cheeks in, it would be down here. And then I do just on the top of my forehead, leading down towards my temple. I go a little bit under my neck. And then for contouring my nose, I use my Beauty Blender and use the pointed end and go into my contour and just take it down the side of my nose and up into my brow bone a little bit. And that's it. That's all my contour. For my blush, I have a big blush brush that was given to me. You can usually get them pretty cheap. Luna, if you knock that camera down, you're in so much trouble. Luna, come here. Come here. You're gonna knock the camera down. My blush for today, because I'm doing the peachy like rose gold look, is a Fit Me again, a Maybelline Fit Me. And it's a peach color that has a little bit of a gold shimmer to it. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but it does have kind of a golden shimmer. So on the apples of my cheeks with my great big blush brush. For a highlight, I don't have a highlight brush. I have to use the same one I highlight my eyes with, but ideally you would have like a fan brush. I just don't. I have a Wet n Wild highlight powder, but it is pink kind of tone. I don't know if you can see it. I use the same thing I use to highlight my eyes. Just kind of rake it on the inside of my hand. Swirl it around in my highlight powder and go on the tops of my cheekbones. I highlight the bridge of my nose and the point of my nose and a little bit on my chin. So instead of just putting highlight in the center of my forehead, I only put a little bit here, basically what's left on the brush, but I actually highlight above my eyebrow instead, because then if someone looks at me like from the side, it has this really beautiful like highlight, like framing. Luna, you are gonna get beat. She is like determined to knock down my camera. I'm not going to use a liner for this look because I don't want to. I like how it looks without it. But I have really, like I said, I have really long eyelashes, so they're pretty dramatic. If you want to use a liner, you could just take a black and kind of do a wing up the side. But I'm not going to do that today. I use two different mascaras. I normally would use this one, the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara. And I bought it because it said that like women saw lash growth, and even though mine are long, I like to see what they look like if they're even longer. So I did see growth, but this one is gone now. It's almost completely gone. So this was supposed to do the same thing, this voluminous lash paradise that I think is L'Oreal. It doesn't actually say on it. Yeah, L'Oreal, it says it on the bottom. It actually came with a primer, but I lost it. You can still use the mascara. The L'Oreal did not work as well as the Maybelline, but it works relatively okay. and on my bottom lashes with this one. Then I use a second mascara that is Maybelline, and it's their Falsies mascara. It's a purple, like really shiny thing. I put that just on my top lashes. For my lips, what I'm using today, because I want to do a little bit of an ombre look, is it's darker than what I would normally use, but it is a Wet n Wild gel lip liner. I think it cost me $1, but I ran out of my darker nude, so I'm going to use this today and try and make it work. So when I do my bottom lip line, I try to not go outside of it, but when I do my top, I go just a little bit above. And since I'm going to do an ombre and try and make this darker look, I'm going to fill in a little bit. Just on the outer corners. I don't know who makes it, but it's one of the cheap ones, and it all rubbed off. But it's pink and it has a gold fleck in it. And applying it all the way, and that darker lip liner on the outside is gonna show through. So it creates just a little bit of an ombre, which I really like. Go back into that highlight powder and highlight the inner corner. And then a little bit on the top of the lip. Just a little bit, because it's already really glossy. But I only put this headband in for this video to keep my hair on my face, but it's super cute, so I would probably just like pull my bangs down a little bit, a little more loose. And then this would be like my go-to look for my date today for our anniversary. And that's it. If you have any other questions about the palettes or the products or anything, let me know that. But, well, it's Courtney Powers with my rose gold makeup look. And I'll be doing more videos as it goes. Next one will be the mermaid one that everyone asked for. So, thanks, guys.